Well, it seems almost daily we get reports of job losses, and today it was the turn of workers at aluminium maker Alcoa, where 600 are waiting to hear if they'll lose theirs. The issue dominated politics in the capital today, each side using the news to bludgeon the other's economic credibility. Here's our political correspondent Tom Iggulden in Canberra.
God, this is a hard word.
It was back to school for the opposition leader today.
I felt a bit let down by the end of that story, I've got to say.
These Canberra grade sixes got a crash course in politics.
For argument's sake, Kevin Rudd replacing Julia Gillard or vice versa. But that's not what it should be about. It should be about doing the best thing by the Australian people.
Even kids, according to Parliament's youngest member, who's barely out of school himself.
Obviously, we need a society that rejects bullying in all its forms.
The opposition leaders accusing the government of beating up on struggling businesses like Alcoa, which is considering the future of 600 workers at one of its smelters.
Obviously, if there was no carbon tax, the Point Henry smelter would be in a much better position.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
But the Prime Minister says the opposition leader's bending the truth.
When the CEO of Alcoa made it absolutely clear that this was not to do with carbon pricing, what sort of people would use the distress of working people on hearing about job losses for their own political ends?
She says the high dollar caused by a healthy economy is the main issue at the smelter and other trade-exposed businesses.
Why did the Prime Minister describe these job losses as growing pains? Why did she call them growing pains? These are real people, Mr. Speaker, and she ought to answer that question.
Every time I hear about job losses in this country, I am concerned. Every time the Leader of the Opposition hears about job losses, he works out how he can use it to his political advantage, just like he did this morning with Alcoa. A disgusting approach.
But no sooner had the economic debate begun than it ended. The opposition spent most of question time today focusing on the Australia Day disturbance.
And the appalling and irresponsible conduct of the Prime Minister's office and the cover-up that followed. Shame!
The coalition's continuing to pursue Julia Gillard over the resignation of a staff member who they allege took the fall for the Prime Minister's own dirty trick gone wrong.
Comparing her to Lady Macbeth, Mr. Speaker, is unfair on Lady Macbeth. She only had one victim to her name. This Prime Minister has a list of victims longer than Richard III.
Order. But the Prime Minister shot back, accusing the opposition of muckraking.
Here is the opposition looking for every distraction, because though the Leader of the Opposition said yesterday, make my day, he wanted to have a debate about the economy. He knows if in this chamber we are debating the economy, then he will lose.
Labor still thinks it has a positive message to sell on the economy, despite the carbon tax albatross hanging round its neck. A National Audit Office report today found the $32 million advertising campaign to promote the tax was rushed, ineffective and broke several rules of financial management. The tender process for one $3 million contract was completed in just a day and a half. Tom Iggulden, Lateline.